With the campaigns for the 2023 presidential and the National Assembly elections by political parties and their candidates now in full swing, there are concerns over draconian orders and obnoxious law by some governors which are capable of stifling the exercise, Daily Trust on Sunday reports. On September 28, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) gave the nod for gladiators contesting presidential election and those vying for seats at the National Assembly to begin their campaigns. Prepare and present their ideas and positions on issues to the voters in the period preceding to the election day. Contestants use a variety of techniques to reach voters and deliver their messages and manifestos, including through traditional and new media, public events, political rallies, posters, and billboards, among others. However, there are concerns over moves by some state governors and governments issuing draconian orders, clamping down on media houses, and enacting laws stakeholders view as moves to stiff-free campaigns by opposition political parties and their candidates ahead of the 2023 presidential election. Gladiators and stakeholders in the electoral process have particularly raised concerns over the actions of the governors of Zamfara State, Mohammed Bello Matawale, Anambra State Governor Charles Soludo, Kogi State Governor Yahya Bello, and Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike. While some of these governors have banned or attempted to ban political rallies by the opposition, citing security concerns, others have enacted laws charging what stakeholders described as exorbitant fees to be paid for replacement of posters, erection of billboards, and use of public facilities in their respective states. The Zamfara State Governor Mohammed Bello Matawale came under criticism following his recent order banning a political rally by the opposition People Democratic Party (PDP) in the state, citing security concerns, a move which many have described as being politically motivated. Daily Trust on Sunday reports that the opposition PDP, however, defied the purported ban and went ahead with his rally, which was covered by media organizations in the state. The Zamfara State Governor, in the aftermath of the rally, shut down broadcast media organizations for covering the event, which it claimed was in violation of government's order. The State Commissioner for Information, Alhaji Ibrahim Dosara, who made the announcement on the state radio station, said the order affected Radio Nigeria's Pride, FM, NTA, Gamji Television, Vision FM, and Al Umar TV. Dosara said the media houses were shut down because they violated their professional ethics by attending a rally organized by the opposition PDP in the state, which is said was earlier banned by the state government for security reasons. But following the shutdown, the National Broadcasting Commission (NBC) and other broadcast industry stakeholders, including journalists, professional association, condemned the action and called for the reversal of the order. Following the backlash that trailed the action, the state government later came out to apologize over its action. Notwithstanding the apology by the state government, stakeholders have expressed deep concern over the action of the state government, describing it as executive recklessness taken too far. Another development that has raised concern is the law enacted by the governor, Charles Soludo of Anambra State, which requires candidates to pay a certain amount of money ranging between 1 million naira and 10 million naira before they can place their posters and erect billboards in the state. The managing director and chief executive officer of the Anambra Signage and Advertising Agency, ANSA, Tony Ujobuno, stated this in a public notice issued in the state on Saturday. Presidential candidates are mandated to pay 10 million naira, senatorial candidates 7 million naira, House of Representatives candidate 5 million, and State House of Assembly candidates 1 million. Placing posters on bridges, road demarcations, street lights poles, roundabouts, and public buildings remain prohibited. Every billboard must be displayed through a registered advertising practitioner after the advertising content has been vetted by the APCON. The public notice issued by the state government said. Just like Anambra State, the Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello equally signed Signage and Advertisement Bill 2022 and three other bills into law, mandating candidates to pay between 1 million naira and 10 million naira. The law makes it compulsory for presidential candidates of political parties in the forthcoming general election to pay 10 million naira each before they are permitted to display their posters, billboard, and banners in Kogi, governorship, senatorial House of Representatives, and the House of Assembly candidates are to pay 5 million naira, 2 million naira, 1 million naira, and 500,000 naira respectively. Bello said the newly signed law would facilitate a clean environment and boost revenue generation. In Rivers State, Governor Nyesom Wike's recent signing of Executive Order 21, which requires anyone holding political rallies in Rivers to seek state approval through the Commissioner for Education at least 2 weeks before such exercise in an application that must be accompanied with a non-refundable 5 million naira has been raising dust in the state. Political parties and candidates in the election have kicked against the order, describing it as obnoxious and a calculated attempt to muzzle oppositions from campaigning in the state. The Tonye Coal Campaign Organization (TCCO), which is coordinating the 2023 Rivers State governorship campaigns of the All Progressive Congress (APC) flag bearer, accused Governor Wike of waging war against democracy by his signing of Executive Order 21, which restricts the use of public schools for campaign. Shogboye Eli, the spokesman of the TCCO, in a statement described the unfortunate attempt by Wike to stifle the political space for opposition political parties in Rivers with signing into law an obnoxious Executive Order 21. For a man with such a notorious aversion of civil engagements, we know it will be easier for the camel to pass through the eye of the needle than for the opposition's parties to secure approvals from Wike's appointees and cheerleaders. We state unequivocally that Executive Order 21 is deliberate and part of the plot by the governor to stifle competition from other political parties. It is another manifestation of his penchant to brutally crush and suppress opposition in a multi-party democracy instead of allowing citizens to exercise their freedom of choice as enshrined in the Constitution. We will neither succumb to intimidation nor accept the presentation of a fait accompli by Executive Order 21 to political parties other than the People's Democratic Party (PDP), on which platform they and the governor were elected in the first place. In the same vein, the candidate of the Action Democratic Party (AD) for the 2023 Rivers State governorship election, Victor Figensi, said he would never yield to Governor Nyesom Wike's Executive Order 21 compelling political parties to pay 5 million naira to use public schools and sundry spaces for campaign rallies. Reacting to the development, the chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Committee (IPAC), Yabangi Sani, described it as a bad omen for democracy, adding, "A situation where elected actors who are supposed to advance the cause of democracy are putting stumbling blocks and trying to see how they can entrench their own state and capture tendencies spells doom for democracy. There's no reason to introduce some unnecessary demands that are purely against deepening democracy. Nigerians must rise up against this because they are not in tandem with the essence of democracy itself. Democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. We are not in a plutocracy where money paves way. Democracy is about freedom. It's about the ability for you to convince people. It is not about money. Nigerians must stand up and reject these retrogressive, draconian, and autocratic tendencies of the governors who were elected on the basis of free, fair, and credible election. I'm not sure anybody demanded 10 million naira, 5 million naira, or anything from them when they were campaigning. How could it be that now that others want to taste democracy, they want to become stumbling blocks and cog in the wheels of democracy? It is against the people, and the people should fight it. He advised governors to avoid draconian tendencies, saying people may be forced to go against the laws, and this could lead to chaos because people can hardly obey such laws. You will end up having crisis in your state that you cannot contain.